Mick, you're a member of GMB, yeah?
Conference, since the absence of the GMB mover, I'd like to ask Mick Antoniw to address conference.
Conference, 75 years after the end of the Second World War, we are now witnessing in Europe the commission of war crimes, of crimes against humanity on a scale previously unimaginable, and we are witnessing the emergence of a new fascism. A fascism with a difference, a fascism that has global links, a level of military technology greater than anything previously experienced, and nuclear weapons. This totalitarian regime under Putin has grown, invaded and oppressed, whilst Europe slept and others apologized or appeased. First Chechnya, then Georgia, Transnistria, then Crimea, then parts of Luhansk and Donetsk, and now the whole of Ukraine. And let's be absolutely clear for those who have any doubt whatsoever, this has never been about NATO. When Crimea was invaded, it wasn't about NATO, and when Luhansk and Donetsk were invaded, it was nothing to do with NATO. Nor has it ever been anything to do with the Russian language. In the Maidan revolution of 2014, and during my visits to eastern Ukraine, meeting with trade unions, miners, civil rights organizations, the Russian language has never been an issue. Most of the people I meet speak Russian. This misinformation has always been part of Putin's propaganda strategy. Putin has made his intentions clear. He does not regard Ukrainians as a people. He does not regard Ukraine as a nation, and he denies any entitlement to sovereignty. So under Putin, Ukrainians have no future other than under the control of Moscow. As Putin says, one people, one nation. Ein Volk, ein Reich. Where have we heard this before? Putin's objective is Russian imperialism, the creation of a greater Russia and a sphere of control based on former Soviet and Warsaw Pact boundaries. He wants Ukraine to become neutral, he says. Well, it was neutral when it gave up its nuclear weapons for a guarantee of protection under the Budapest Agreement. It was neutral when Crimea was invaded, and it was neutral when Russia invaded Luhansk and Donetsk. And we're now witnessing in live time on 24-hour media the deliberate and the ruthless shelling and bombardment, thermobombs, cluster bombs, butterfly mines, cruise missiles, directly into homes, hospitals, schools, and kindergartens. In Russia, thousands of brave people, young and old, protest against the war, and thousands are arrested. Calling the war a war can now get you up to 15 years in prison. And as my own 74-year-old cousin said when I spoke to him a while back, he said, "Я никуда не иду. Я тут буду до конца. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here until the end." And that is his son and grandson, 3 generations who, as the Ukrainian national anthem sings, "Duшу птило мы положим за нашу свободу." I will lay down my body and my soul for my freedom. And of course, that is what thousands of people are doing at this moment in time. In Kyiv, I recently met with trade unionists, socialists, civic activists, gay and lesbian groups, Crimean Tatars and the Crimean Tatars who are being so ruthlessly, ethnically cleansed since the seizure of Crimea. And we were criticised by the Tories for going, but I have to say I'm glad that we went, because those young people have now taken up arms to defend their country, their freedom and their democracy. I'm still in contact, but many I may never see again. So we will be their voice as they defend theirs and our democracy. Conference, the Tories have had their nose in the trough of Russian money for far too long. Putin's money has corrupted our political system for too long. and we must bring it to an end. And we must provide the Ukrainian people with the weapons they need to defend their country. We must support Ukraine by writing off its capital debt. We must defeat Putin's fascism by ensuring a complete economic, political, cultural and sporting boycott. And it will be painful. It will be more painful, though, and more dangerous and more expensive in the future if Putin is allowed to succeed. Finally, comrades, Wales is a nation of sanctuary. The UK government have been dragged kicking and screaming bit by bit to extend their restrictive visa scheme. It is now better, but it is still not good enough. We need an open visa scheme where visas can be applied for or sponsored from the UK. You cannot expect people who are living in a war zone with missiles falling with roadblocks to be able to even try to access the internet, let alone to be able to have any security or for their own safety. And I just give this example because I've been waiting for cousins of mine who will now be waiting till Tuesday to apply online if they are still able to. But they had a place on a bus to come back had they had the visa. In fact, what has happened is that bus is now full of people. But it is going to Ireland instead because the Irish government is going to pay its ferry fares, it's going to provide the accommodation, it's going to ensure the safety and support for all those people. And sometimes I'm ashamed to see what is happening in this country. My father was a refugee who was given sanctuary in the UK after the Second World War. All refugees are the same. They are all our brothers and sisters, wherever they come from. And I must commend Jane Hutt, Minister for Social Justice in the Welsh Government, for the incredible work that she has not only done over the past years for refugees, but I know the incredible pressures and the work that she will have to be doing over the coming months and years. Comrades, as socialists and as human beings, we have a duty to all refugees, as we do to members of our own family. Wales can show the world what it means to be a nation of sanctuary. We just need the UK government to remove the shackles on the immigration system that they have actually created. Perhaps I finish now just in the way in which most Ukrainian speeches finish now, with the words that are always delivered, which is glory to Ukraine, glory to our heroes, Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava, Pereможем, we will win.